Ready to go live? And we are live right now because I'm not monetized. So there was probably no commercial at the beginning of this. All right, everybody, welcome to the chat. I'm seeing a few hi there's, hello there's, how do you do's, and I will allow my co-hosts to introduce themselves for this lovely occasion. And also, don't mind the tiny human that pops on the screen and then pops out.
Is that me? I'll just go.
Liselle, you can go first. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Liselle Sanbury. I have a author YouTube channel where I talk all about traditional publishing and my experience being a upcoming debut author. My novel Blood Like Magic comes out next summer from Margaret K. McElderry, aka Simon & Schuster.
Hi, I am Davaisha. Okay, my channel is Grapefry. I write sometimes and I make videos sometimes, but only sometimes. I'm trying to comment something.
Hello, my name is Angela. So my channel name is Author Angela Ann here, and I write right now kind of more so sometimes, but trying to get back into writing after a slump. And I usually write young adult contemporary.
Hello, I am Jessica. My channel is Jessica Williamson, as it says in the box. I know it's a really long last name, but I'm only ever going to change it if I get married to someone whose last name starts before N in the alphabet or has 5 letters or less. So I've been having to write this my whole life and sticking with it. That's my jam. I post book-related content whenever I feel like it, which lately has not been very often. So welcome. Also, I thought Liselle was going to forget when her book came out, and I was like, great, tell her when her book's coming out, because she kind of paused for a second, and I thought
Yeah.
jump in.
I'm in like an awkward position
are
now.
y'all cool now?
I'm aware of the release date, but I'm not yet saying it, and so I keep forgetting to not say it, and so I'm about to, and then I say summer.
Summer.
So,
Great book in the back.
Jessica, Davaisha, are y'all cool now that Jessica was being the hype man that apparently is Davaisha's job?
Yep, we're cool now.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Just want to make sure
she didn't text me, so
No,
she didn't have any beef.
I didn't.
I was just one of the funny moments. You're like, don't steal my job.
Don't come for my brand.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes you're not around.
I didn't introduce myself, sorry, but you're on my channel, so you found this stream at least. So if you like everything's going on, please hit subscribe. I have all, but Jessica, I did not throw you in, but most people are subscribed to you if they're part of this deal because they're on your playlist. But I have all the lovely ladies surrounding me down in the description below with their Instagram, their YouTube, subscribe, like everything. Yes, sweetie, what do you need? Yeah, that's it. Oh, you want more snacks. So I was preemptive and made a little snack thing so I don't have to get up and grab my kids' snacks because I'm single momming it this morning. But that's okay. The hubby, he's a stay-at-home dad, so he does this every day. So I will step up to the plate when he needs a break to go golf. So, chat. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying I'm like looking around my desk because I know I had some snacks.
You're like, wait, snacks would be a great idea right now.
Snacks is great. I don't have half
Very
of
important while writing, because if you're in the middle of a
only have
scene,
these.
snacks will either be the distraction. Ooh, that looks good. Snacks will either be the distraction that keeps you from writing because you're like, oh, I should go grab this. Well, now I'm hungry for this. Or it is the thing you forget because you're sucked into writing, and then next thing you know, you haven't eaten all day. All right.
Oh, Jessica, you got a marriage proposal.
Noticing that. Wait,
I don't think that's
that was
how
actually
it's
a
worded.
sly comment. Like, wait, did I hear you correctly? You want to get married?
I don't know that that's the way it was put out there. Basically what I said was, I was typing it back, but since we're here and I can just talk.
Why not?
I've always had this rule that like I would only get married and change my name if the person I was marrying name starts prior to N in the alphabet, because I want to be at the beginning of the alphabet for once, or has 5 letters or less. Because Williamson's like ridiculous amount of letters, like it's excessive. Nobody needs a last name that long, and I'm used to writing it now, so I'm not gonna learn a new one at this point in the game. Like I'm 33, I'm too old for that. If you've got a short name, I will take that, but otherwise, I'm out. Also, no G's because I can't write a cursive G. There are rules.
Fair points.
I'm sure no one else thinks about these kinds of things. I'm sure
I do think about these kinds of things. I tried to convince my boyfriend that we should do a blend of our last names and create a new last name because he didn't want to hyphenate, because he was like, then what do you do when your child gets married? And I was like, whatever, they just pick whatever name they like best, and he didn't like that. So I was like, we should just blend our names into a brand new last name and then they can pass that on. He was less interested, and I was like, well, screw you then, I'm not changing my name.
No, I think about that a lot too. And I think with the hyphen names, a lot of my friends have hyphen names. Like a lot of people my age do. And I'm like, what's going to happen if like 2 people with hyphen names marry each other? Like, is that like 4 names then that you have to like hyphenate together? Like, where does
He was saying, he was like, then what do you do? And I was like, I don't know, man. They'll figure it out.
That's not my problem.
That's for the future, not for present.
I like the blending idea though. That's cool.
I like the blending because I admit, like in my job, we have like names and stuff showing up, and it kind of gets annoying when the name is like longer than the allotted characters and it's hyphen. I feel bad for the person. I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't get it all in there. So
the names are long.
One thing in chat that I saw, and actually I think this is great, is if you're being productive and hearing people talk is not going to distract you, such as cleaning the kitchen, by all means, place in the background like Keelan Rivers. And by the way, Keelan, I'm so glad that you liked the spoiler quote. I at least heard you say you thought 1 was really good. So 1 out of 21 that I wrote, I'm happy with. I have fun with the games. I don't care if I know they're not all perfect, but with the games, I just liked creating it. And so if someone finds joy out of it somewhere, we're cool.
That works.
All right.
That's kind of how Samantha's been as well. We just kind of decided on a whim, like on Wednesday, I think, that we were going to make a Discord for future rounds. And she was like, just give me the reins, I'll take care of it. I'm like, I don't know how to set up a Discord server. I could probably figure it out, but who's got time for that right now? Like, I got this. I do it all the time. So I just like went in, gave her like permission for everything, and was like, have at it. And she's having a great time. So
I need to steal her then because. Oh, sorry. Because
you're gonna do the Milwaukee one.
Yeah, I started doing it. So difficult to learn.
I mean, why spend your time learning how to do something when there's someone who loves doing it, who's willing to do it for you?
Such as creating games. Such as
creating games.
To volunteer for her.
Like Natalie, who was like, I can help you with that. And I'm like, please do. Because I'm a crazy person. I already have like things working out in my brain for next round and like things that I want to do and ways I want to change things. So I'm definitely learning like as each one goes along.
But that's okay. That's what it's meant for. I feel like this round is already completely different than the last World Wide Writeathon, and like it's evolving, and it's gonna grow up into a beautiful little baby and become an adult and blossom and fly. I don't know. There was some analogy in there, but we'll go with it. So
take what we got.
I keep on getting distracted by the chat and everything, and I'm glad, Keelan, that you enjoyed them and you created your own, because let's face it, your girl needs some help. What I come up with is not perfect. There's a reason that I don't submit my first draft for traditional publishing or anything, because it needs some work all the time. All right, let's see here. So, I am actually curious. I haven't seen anybody ask in the chat, but I'm curious about y'all's writing routines because I feel like everyone has their different setup. And since I'm gonna go reverse, and Jessica, I have a feeling I already know what your answer is gonna be. So, Jessica, please start, and then we'll go back through to Liselle.
I don't.
Exactly. Yes.
You know, I don't have a routine. I feel like I just I want to get to the point where Alexa Dunn has said many times that like she only writes full force a couple months out of the year, and then like the rest of the year she's kind of going through all of the other processes trying to get to the next point. And I kind of feel like that's how I am too. Like I just like take a month and I focus on one thing that month. And so like 3 months out of the year, that month will be a writing month. This is not it. But I have
Wait,
months
3 consecutive months, or are we talking about like month here, month there?
here and there.
Okay.
And not always during a nano. I will always attempt a nano or a camp nano, but that doesn't mean that's going to be the month that's productive. So I'm a mood person. It's because I'm a Gemini. I have multiple personalities. Sometimes I'm a reader. Sometimes I'm a writer. Sometimes I binge watch TV and don't even open the computer. So this is what it is.
You at least read a lot, and they say that's what makes a good writer.
Yeah.
I've got all this knowledge up here of how to do it. I just have to do it.
Angela, what's your process?
So I actually just posted a video the other day about like a fall writing routine because I just went back to uni and my entire routine fell apart in September. I didn't read or write in September. So it was like it's falling apart. So I'm trying to like reconstruct it, but usually I write in the morning. There's usually coffee involved, and that's kind of the gist of it.
It works.
That'd be so great.
You heard me say I write sometimes. Only sometimes.
And videos sometimes.
Yeah, I have no routine. I need one. I need a routine. Don't have one.
Yeah. Well, my son's cheering you on at least.
Yeah, thank you.
You got the backing of a 3-year-old. Right now he's eating cookies, so you know he's in a good mood.
All the approval I need in the world. That of a child. Nothing
Exactly.
purer.
Yeah, they're not tainted yet. Give it time. I don't know. I am his mom. Liselle, what you got?
I pretty much like, it depends on what I'm working on. Like if I have a project that I'm working on, I'll like do a daily amount that I have to do each day. And then I'm pretty flexible with when I do that. Usually I'll organize it around like a live stream so I can actually get stuff done. Or I'll like organize it around like, I have a friend that we do writing sprints together on like FaceTime. And so, you know, if she pokes me, then we'll organize that and I'll like organize my writing around it. But I pretty much just like, I have to get this done at some point during the day, and when during the day I get it done is very flexible.
You get a lot of things done, Liselle. You are like on top of the game.
Like,
well, this is a caveat I always say. 1, I have no children. 2, I have no job. So I have more time during the day. I could still technically be unproductive during the day if I wanted. But yeah, I do stuff. But I'm also kind of hoping that maybe I can continue just writing. And so I got to get stuff done because I got to have stuff to sell.
Michael, were you just proposing to Jessica and now you're proposing to
Right.
Davaisha? I'm just saying.
I don't want Jess's sloppy seconds.
I don't know, Grace. I have some pretty cute ex-boyfriends. You might change your mind.
Yep.
From Chillicothe, Ohio.
All of them are from Chillicothe, Ohio. Girl.
Yeah, most of mine are from Georgia, Florida. Daria is still trying to find a routine that works for her, and with Milwordy, hopefully get better. And I would say that's actually, to me, the point of Milwordy. It's like, yes, you have this lofty goal that you're trying to achieve, but in trying to achieve that goal, you have to set time aside to write. And yes, sweetie. Go ahead. He taps me on the shoulder to let me know what's going on. But you still have this goal. So with that, you have to set the time aside to write, and then it kind of forces you into a routine. You start to realize when the muses are inspiring you and such. So I know Keelan River said that she has heavy writing periods and schedule full writing days versus writing every day. Then she takes a break. I don't think I could do a full day. Like, the people who are able to accomplish that 10K day, I'm like, ooh, no. More power to you, though.
I'm kind of like that. Like, I can put out a bunch of words in a day. Never 10K. The most I've gotten in a day was like 8K. But my peak, like, productive hours are from like 4 p.m. to like 2 a.m. And then most of that chunk of time is spent entertaining a 9-year-old. Because that's when they're out of school.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Do y'all have any other like distractors, like maybe like the TV's on in the background, but because you don't like complete silence, or you have complete silence, but then like there's construction nearby your house or anything?
Not too much. Just like my dog. Sometimes she'll be bratty, and then I have to pay attention to her. But like mostly my distraction is myself being like, I'm tired and I don't want to do this anymore. And then I just think stop and I'll do something else. Or like if something distracts me on Twitter, like this morning on Twitter, there were a bunch of tweets of people tweeting about BTS. And I was like, what's happening? Did they do a live show? And I was like, when am I going to watch this live show? And then I like got ready for this, and then it was too late. And I was like, oh.
And this is the chat. If we were doing sprints, I would totally like devote a sprint time. You're like, nah, I just watched a video.
Oh, absolutely. If we were doing sprints, I would have 100% watched that live performance.
You would have been like, yeah, so when can we start the next sprint? We haven't done introductions yet. Can we do intros, then we'll do sprints? I promise.
Yeah. And that's what'll happen. I'll be writing, and I'll see that, and I'll be like, I do have to watch this right now.
Well, I wouldn't be offended if you put an earbud in and every now and then you're glancing off.
I'll make it through.
That is part of the reason why I don't use Twitter anymore. The other part is that it's a toxic wasteland dumpster fire.
Oh yeah, that's a whole site.
Mostly because it's just like a distraction.
Yeah, when
I
I
don't do Facebook anymore either. Oh, you're fine.
When I write, I always have my phone in like another room, because if I have it like right next to me, I'll like compulsively check like TikTok and Instagram like 24/7.
Michael, are you also proposing to Angela?
Michael
or are
was
you
making the
asking
rounds.
Well, he's either proposing again or he's asking what she does if she needs like music in the background. Maybe he's trying to set the ambiance for the proposal. Who knows?
I think it's both.
Could be both. We'll let him know.
Here.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I was about to say caffeine. Whew. Cafe ambient noise that which I'm assuming that's like the utensils like clicking softly in the background, kind of murmuring. Or we're talking like cafe music, which is usually more like indie chill. Anyway, I've seen both.
You can do both of them together.
Yeah, or both together. There we go.
There are like ambiance ASMR rooms where they'll do like all of that together.
Yes, I've seen that where it's like a there's also a GIF in the background, and it's like it just cycles through, and it's like a cat purring and the person writing, they flip a page and then the GIF starts again, and they're just writing. Those I've actually put on the background. Considering it lasts like 8 hours, I feel pretty confident that I'll get something done.
there's a channel that I'm subscribed to called ASMR Rooms, and they have like a lot of fantasy rooms. Like they have some Harry Potter stuff, but they also have like Lord of the Rings and just like random different things. And so there's usually like a video on the screen as well as like all of the background noise that would be associated to that room. I especially like them at Christmas time because they'll have like Hogwarts at Christmas time and it'll play like Christmas in the background plus everything moving around. So I like writing to those.
Yeah, nothing. I like movement, but I don't want like complete distraction like a movie playing in the background. Even if I've seen the movie before, I'm still going to be distracted because I'm like, ooh, this is the part. Then I just start watching.
I started a habit way back in the day when I used to write fan fiction where I would listen to like the music channels that you can get on cable. And like whatever song was playing when I ended the chapter that I was writing, that would be the chapter title. I was super cool back in my fan fiction days.
Nice.
Sounds super cool.
So Michael was asking about music taste, Angela, not your hand in marriage.
Yeah.
No, wait, I think he was 0 out of 3.
No, yeah, because he just said 0 for 3, and it's not even 9 for
You're gonna have to go to a new stream. You're out of single.
All right. I'm gonna get. Well, I'm not even monetized, so it doesn't matter. I can sing all the songs I want at this point.
You know what, Michael? Maybe I will marry you. Where are you located? Get me out of the United States.
Isn't Michael in Vancouver? Not Vancouver, BC. Did I make that up in my mind? I'm pretty sure Michael's Canadian.
We'll find out in like 10 seconds.
It's a pretty sweet deal. Canada is pretty nice.
Go to the US, go to Canada.
Everything's expensive, but who knows?
To the Niagara Falls side of Canada.
Spot you.
That's about it. Now I'm looking at the chat. I'm like waiting for Michael to like, or maybe he's so happy that someone is potentially saying yes that he's frozen to not type.
It's like, oh my God, somebody said yes.
Oh,
Ontario.
Someone said maybe. We haven't said yes yet. Someone has said maybe. It wasn't a no. Oh, nice.
I don't know why I always think people are BC.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that, Michael. Remind me Monday morning. We'll talk.
I just accidentally FaceTime her on Instagram. It's fine.
Yeah, I will pick up.
Making connections here. Keelan will definitely be at the wedding. It'll be a very short drive for her if y'all go to Canada for the have the ceremony there.
Depending.
That
between where.
Ohio's not that far.
Really long drive to in Canada, depending on where you are.
Yeah, it could be really long. If it was like Montreal to Toronto, that's like 5 hours, but like it could be real long, real fast.
Yeah, it took me 8 hours from Ohio to get to Niagara Falls, like the Canada side of it.
Yeah.
So that was a pain.
It's 8 hours to drive from Toronto to where I am up north right now. And we are like still in Ontario. Like you can still drive 8 more hours north and continue to be in Ontario.
More Ontario, and it gets colder the further you go.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I think right now is a great time to possibly play a game. And we talked before about would you rather, and I always love this game because it's, especially when people have different ideas of which they would rather do, the explanations is what really makes this game. So don't hold back. But with that, there's over 100 to choose from. And so I figured I would let the chat pick a number from 1 to 100.
There you go.
And whichever they pick, either y'all, my co-host, y'all can call it out if you see it first, or we'll just go with that. And this will be fun. I'm intrigued. I can at least promise that I got inspiration from the internet of looking up would you rather. Some of them are writer specific though.
Can I suggest a number? I'm feeling the number 19.
19. I will totally give you a 19. Scroll down, come on. All right. Oh, this one. I like this one. Would you rather live in a tree house or underwater?
Oh, treehouse all the way.
Treehouse.
Treehouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say treehouse. I can't swim though, so.
Well, it's close. You're safe. What did y'all watch? Like Deep Blue Sea too much?
The ocean is terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't like sharks. I was 5 years old when I was exposed to Jaws, and I couldn't even let my feet touch the ground while watching that movie. Yeah.
Listen, if the shark eats you, it's your fault. That's the shark's home. That's where the shark lives. You just broke into their house. They're just trying to defend themselves. I'm out of the woods. Now, I mean, you can also be eaten by something in the woods, but you're probably going to see it coming. Probably.
But in the treehouse, you're probably like fairly safe. You would need like a bear spray or something probably, but.
Right.
I mean, technically, you could have a treehouse in the middle of like a field. So.
Yeah.
True. I mean, all you need is a tree. And actually, sometimes you don't even need a tree. Just put the house on stilts and then have a plant tree inside. Then wouldn't it still count as a tree house?
I've seen some really pretty tree houses, like that people will like rent out as like bed and breakfast.
With Airbnbs.
Yeah. So, 100% going with the tree house here.
Yeah. There's that one that's like a giant plane. That like I don't know how they got the plane in the tree or whatever, but it's just like a giant plane and they like have rooms in it and stuff.
I've never seen
when
that.
it defies gravity, I get nervous and I'm like, how is this not gonna fall? Like I'm afraid to walk to one end of the place. I don't want to offset the center of gravity. I did it. I forgot to say hi to Eva, just Eva.
Hey, Eva.
All right. So Keelan said underwater. I'm intrigued about that one because everyone else here, because the more y'all talk about the treehouse, the more I agree. And like my retirement home idea is to live in the mountains. Like I want that $1 million view. So I'm trying to save as much as I can now to pay for it. Michael is confused on who he's marrying now.
It's okay, Michael. It's okay.
Yeah. Eva said.
I like Eva's answer.
Yeah. Eva said treehouse seems easier to order takeout.
The important points.
These are the important
they don't
things
deliver underwater.
I live on a farm in the middle of nowhere. There is no ordering takeout where I live now.
But you get beautiful wildlife. Like I've seen your videos of like, oh, look what's in my backyard. I'm like, I want that. The only thing in my backyard is my dogs if they slide past me when I open the back door.
Pizza on a Friday night without having to get out of your jammies.
Yeah.
No, like the weekend. Let me put it this way. So I dressed up a little bit, but I'm still wearing my pajama pants. And
well, yeah, you don't have to dress up from the top up.
Yeah.
Is anyone here not wearing their pajama pants?
Is anyone here not wearing pants? You don't have to prove it, I promise.
I'm wearing leggings, which like aren't pajama pants, but they're not dressy or even like. So
yeah, me too.
Casual.
Technically, mine are leggings. Like they're the gray with like a cuff, such tight cuff. Either way, it's nice. It was. I only wear them for pajamas.
Yeah. I also have sweatpants.
I wear leggings every day, so like leggings is not pajamas for me. I don't wear real pants. I don't know what those are.
Yeah.
Once you get to like a certain fatness, you just don't wear real pants anymore because they're uncomfortable.
Denim? What is that?
I haven't worn jeans in like 3 years.
I haven't worn jeans since like March. Like now, leggings is like dressing up for me. In 2020.
Yeah. I feel like this whole thing is going to. I feel like this whole thing is going to lead us to restructure what is formal or not. Like people, once we get back to the new normal, jeans are going to be like, wow, you're dressing up. Like, if your jeans don't have holes in them, you're considered dressed up.
Looking fancy.
So, whoever comes from Canada will be Michael's bride. Eva said she'll be the flower girl. Man, I didn't think all this excitement would happen on my channel. Kind of excited. At least Michael is willing to bring some food, but you better bring enough sandwiches for everybody. So make sure ours repeat. Really, son? Thank you. It's okay. At least I'm sitting in front of the window. The light's not that big of a deal. All right. Oh. Did we just get to the question of what are you wearing? Yes, we did. Totally did.
The winky emoji.
We got oh, that reminds me. So my dad, he's a character. I really should write a story inspired by him. But whenever a telemarketer calls, he'll answer it, and the normal line for him when he had a business was, "Are you buying or selling? Because I'm running a business. You're taking up my time. Thank you. Bye." Whereas the other one he likes to do is he'll ask the telemarketer what they're wearing. Dad, like, and he does it, like, tries to do it like sultry and stuff, going, "So, what are you wearing?" I'm just sitting there, because I used to go hang out between college classes, and I was like, why do you, not like the telemarketer could know who I am, but for some reason I'm embarrassed. Oh, those
No one in the
all right.
chat has put out any numbers yet. Chat, you are horrible people. Get your act together. Pick a number.
Yeah, no one has picked a number in chat. Come on, it's like now you got 1 in 100, but you can't say 19.
Eva mentioned
19, I would
40
just jump to
hour
another
road
one.
trip. So there was a
Oh,
number.
yeah.
What? Where?
Touche. I also realized I need to, since there's like over 100 of these, I need to like change the font to, yeah, it's a lion on these, to like, if I read it out loud, I'll mark it as yellow or something. I don't know. I can't figure out strike through on Google Docs. Just in case if anybody else wants to use these.
You have to hit the I don't know. There's a function
Edit
on
in Google Docs.
There's a way to do it, but I can't express to you how much I can't explain things through a computer.
Too early. Okay, so I marked that one yellow. Oh, I meant to ask you, Jessica, when you shared the links with the host for the games, did you pull it for, like, did you save it on your own Google Docs, or did you pull it from mine and share that link?
I shared yours.
Okay, good. So if I edit these and someone goes in, they'll be fine. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, well, 19 yellow. And since technically Eva did say 40-hour road trip, I'll go with 40, and then we'll go through the rest of these numbers because chat brought up the numbers. Where's 40?
What are you eating?
Here we go.
A Laffy Taffy. It's a green apple. No,
wait,
sour
flavor?
apple.
Nice.
Sour apple.
All I hear is crinkle, 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 and I look up and there's Grape shoving stuff in her face.
Sorry.
God love you.
I have these cookies.
I'm sitting here doing like all
I
these.
don't know what they are.
So I'm like, yeah. That sounds like a cowbell. Needs more cowbell.
Number 40. Would you rather know all languages or be able to communicate with animals?
All of the languages.
All languages.
Yeah. My dog would be so very annoying if I could hear her.
That's my idea, is that I feel like I at least know some people have good things to say. Animals, I like to think they would, but I also like to think that my dog would be like, ball, give me the ball. I want the ball.
Yeah. Pretty much. Like, maybe they would be like Black Beauty, but I don't think they would.
Yeah, juggler.
I failed for several years to learn Japanese, so, you know.
I'm currently learning French.
Ooh. I
On
feel
Duolingo or on another app. Juggalo, yeah. For me, I tried to learn German. I learned Spanish in school, but just enough to pass the class, and then I dropped it. And then I taught myself sign language partially to teach my son, and that's been fun. Mostly because I try to do the signs properly, and then he does it differently, and I'm like, you know what, it's okay. We'll just go with it.
Yeah.
I know Spanish and English, and I teach them to Chinese students, which is really cool. And then I tried to learn Portuguese over quarantine. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to learn a third language. It's like Spanish. It'll be easy. And then I just got confused because I kept doing all the Spanish pronunciations. And like, it's similar, but like all the sounds are so different. So it did not work out.
The same with French. Like I took 4 years of Spanish in high school, and can still speak some Spanish. Especially, I can read it really well. Speaking it, not so much, but I can read it pretty well. And so when I'm trying to do pronunciations for French, I do like the Spanish pronunciations, and it's just a mess. They're like, that's not how you say that. I'm like, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
And when I was in college, I was a dual degree student. So one of my degrees was in foreign language. And my concentration was German with a minor in Spanish, but I never finished that. So I know a lot of Spanish.
So don't get excited about it. Thanks.
Right. Don't get excited. I know some Spanish and some German. Just like terribly. My grammar is horrible.
Yeah. I can read it better than I can say it. I got plenty of German books.
I feel like that's natural. Like French, I can like read and a bunch of stuff, and I can like understand a bunch of stuff, but I do not dare speak it. I cannot string anything together unless it's to ask to use the bathroom.
I actually got the first Harry Potter book in German to help me learn German, but that was a poor choice because there's a lot of made up words. And so I was like, okay, is this like a new way to say muggles or something? That muggles stays the same. I was like, is this a new way to say muggles, or is it an actual German word? So it was not the wisest choice on my part.
I had started reading the first Harry Potter book in Spanish, and I couldn't get through it. That's how I know I didn't like Spanish. I mean, that's how I knew I didn't like Harry Potter, because I couldn't get through it in Spanish.
Are you waving scissors?
I am.
I've been playing with scissors dangerously. For like,
you're gonna take her seriously.
She
will make sure of it. No, don't pull it.
I wanted to point out that Keelan made a great point that you can learn to speak other languages, but you can't learn to talk to animals. So wouldn't talking to animals be? I didn't think about that aspect of it. Like you could learn a language, but you probably are never going to learn how to talk to animals.
That is an excellent point.
But would you learn the language?
Well,
yeah,
right.
This is about
the ability.
And it takes so long to become fluent. I'm lazy. Like, give me the blue pill, please.
There's a few YouTubers that are like polyglots, and it's insane to watch their channel. And I'm like, and then there was this like two polyglots talking to each other, and they're like, okay, do you know Dutch? Do you know Portuguese? Do you know Japanese? Do you know Mandarin? And then all the different dialects of I wish I knew all the dialects. I didn't even think about all the dialects of the languages. As well, like specific regions. Yeah,
I feel like part of learning a language is you have to have like the confidence to like go and like start conversations with people that speak that language and not be afraid to like mess up so that you can learn. And I do not have that bone in my body. One, communication with strangers. Two, for like messing up.
I would try to speak to people in German. I lived in Germany for 2 years, and I speak to them in German, and then they're like, oh, I know English, let's just talk in English. And I'm like, I gotta practice, stop. And they're like, no, sweetie, no, you don't. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Just stop. It's gonna be okay.
Well, I scrolled back up. Eva said number 11 was the first number, and then she listed a whole bunch of numbers. Oh my God, you're killing me. My screen. Okay, so here's kind of another one similar to the languages. Would you rather be a walking dictionary or a walking thesaurus?
I think thesaurus would be more helpful in the context of writing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say thesaurus.
Yeah, I think it's thesaurus too, especially for like revising when you use a word too much.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I would say dictionary because if
Yeah,
I
me
knew
too.
enough words and their definitions, then it would be easy to think of like synonyms
True.
Yeah.
anyway. But then I
I would
could
say
know more words.
I would say dictionary as well, because I often think of a word and I like just type in a sentence, and then I go back and second guess myself, like, is this how you use this word in a sentence? So I feel like if I was a walking dictionary, I wouldn't have to go back all the time. I'm just trying to make my life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn. Well, because you can pretty much guess what a word means through a thesaurus by the listing. So I think I would be with y'all. Choose thesaurus. Sorry, it's really hard to maneuver when I'm like out of this thing. But I had to get scrap paper and a pen so I can pay attention to current chat without throwing up to number chat. What do you mean, ow? I didn't even touch you. Really? He's great. I love it.
Awesome.
And Saka came in. See, this is what happens when I scroll up and I don't pay attention. All right, I'm quickly writing the numbers down. The next one's 80. I'm going to call that one out. And then... What? Yeah, I wrote it down. It's purple, not ice. Where is 80? I swear, scrolling on this thing. You're killing me, Smalls. Not you, Smalls. The computer, Smalls. All right. Okay, would you rather know all currently published works or know all unpublished works?
Oh God, neither.
Right.
I'm kind of with Grape on that one. That's a lot.
Yeah, well, it would save you on reading. Like, you would knock out that 31 books, like, a minute ago.
But I like
in 1 month.
Reading, though. And I feel like if you just cheat and gain the knowledge, you lose the experience of it.
Very true.
More insightful than what I was going for.
For me, I don't get upset when people tell me, like, oh, here's the twist ending. Because if anything, I enjoy it more when I do come across it in a book or in a movie, because I can still experience it even though they told me. What?
Also, would that mean like every morning when I woke up, any book that was published that day would just like somehow be in my brain? Because that sounds like it would be exhausting to get like.
Right. Imagine all the shitty books published and just knowing them automatically.
Yeah.
I feel like the published is better because I'm then like, as a writer, I'm like, if I knew the unpublished ones, then I feel like I would like unknowingly steal ideas in my writing. But if they were already published, then it'd be like, okay, it's fine. I'm not gonna like unwittingly steal anyone's concept. Also, there's so many more unpublished books than published, and so I would have to know so much more.
Also, though, like if you choose to know all unpublished books, are you not able to retain published books? So like you would know everything about an unpublished book, but like when it became published, you would lose it all and you wouldn't be able to read it and then gain that knowledge. What's the trade-off here? I need more information.
But also, wouldn't it suck if you were just like writing your own book and then the knowledge of a recently published book came in your head and it was like the exact same idea that you were just typing? I'd be pissed.
It would depend. If the book is shitty, I'm going to continue on with my idea because I think it's better.
I was going to say that already happened to me with Rick Riordan, so like I've already been there.
Oh.
Which idea of yours did he steal?
Which idea of mine did he steal that he published
Yeah.
before I had it?
Yeah.
The Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Like the idea behind why the Bermuda Triangle is the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, I've never read any of those books.
Yeah, I've never read any.
Are you familiar with like Greek mythology, like the Iliad and the Odyssey, the trials of Homer and all that jazz? Like there was a direction that they took in the boat where there was like two opposite monsters that they kind of had to finagle their way through in order to not get their boat eaten. And so in Riordan's world, everything shifts to the Western society. So the Bermuda Triangle is where those monsters are now. And that's why like boats and stuff get in there and get lost, is because of the Greek monsters are in there and they eat the boats and stuff. So I had that idea and then was just like reading and I'm like, dang it, I thought I was the one. I thought I had that brilliant idea. That's the whole thing behind like no idea is original, because it's like completely different context wise, but I thought that I had like the original idea. I was wrong. Apparently there are people that are smarter than me in the world. Who knew?
No. They just thought of the idea faster. Trust me.
Yeah.
They're not smart. They just thought of it faster.
It's the speed. That's why people are like, hide certain ideas, because it's just the speed of being first. Because when you're first.
Wait, are you saying all writers are like secretly hipsters where we're like, I thought of that first? Like we don't share it.
It doesn't even matter if they haven't thought of it first, but like in traditional publishing, so much of it is like getting to market first. So you and like 20 people can have the same idea, but if you get to it first, then
or read a book without knowing it already. I mumble read. Okay, so would you know instantly every book as it got published? So to read a book without knowing it already, you would need an unpublished book. Good for beta reading. Very true.
I'm also curious, if you knew every unpublished book, could that get rid of writer's block? Because your book would be unpublished while you're working on it. It's like, would you know the idea while you were writing?
Oh my god, you found the glitch in the Matrix.
Right?
That makes like, man, I didn't even think of that when I.
But I wonder if it's unpublished, meaning like things that were like are complete and have never been published, or like unwritten.
Are we including incomplete work?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, and then when I wrote this, the rules are set. Like whoever is answering the question, they can set the rules for what.
Oh, that's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
Grape is not allowed to set rules because she waves around scissors.
Actually, I think that's more reason why she should set the rules. She's got the scissors. All right.
I mean, I will get out my collection of knives.
Knives.
Knives. Isn't that how you say it?
Sure.
And that reminds me of that show that was on Cartoon Network. Something about Flapjack. And there was a character called Captain Knuckles. No? Anyone?
No.
I'm trying to remember that.
It's like the Misadventures of Flapjack. I think that's what it's called.
This is not a show.
That's just making me think of the show that was on Cartoon Network. I think it was called Samurai Jack.
Oh, Samurai Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't one of those like Mandela effects where it's like I remember it from an alternate universe and no one else remembers. Okay.
I did remember that show. I watched some of it.
Yeah, I all I remember is the style of drawing. I really don't remember much else.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Oh, and for anybody who was wondering why I was running around, I ended up grabbing a huge bag of crayons that I keep on saving, which is because I usually purge and like get rid of stuff. But I saved that and I'm really happy because the boys color. Yeah.
I love Eva's comment. Will you just tell me my story, Angela? I don't want to know. I don't want to know them all, but I pay you to tell me my plot. Same. What is the plot?
What's the plot mean?
What's a midpoint? I don't know that, girl.
I don't
know
even know
her.
it in mind. Like, I wrote my book completely without any like guide, because it was just an idea I had for 5 years, and I kept on thinking, oh, something needs to happen. It seemed dull. That was my only guide. And now I'm going back and I'm like, I'm not following anybody's plot structure. This is bad. You cannot have my phone. My phone's used for a camera right now. All right, where? So I did grab. Oh, I just saw this. I'm sorry that you dropped your sandwich, Michael. Did it like flash up and then not flash up? There we go. Just to prove that I didn't just make up that phrase. All right. So the next question. I'm liking these discussions. The whys are always fun. All right. You're okay. Do you want your water? Okay, go get your water. It's on the side table.
I would also like my water. Was that the next question?
Would you rather have water, ice, or no? Actually, I think I have something with coffee in there. Oh, here we go. This is kind of one of the psychological ones. Here you go, buddy. Would you rather receive horrible gifts from others, but always pick the best gift for other people, or always receive the best gift for yourself, but always pick horrible gifts for others?
I am already the second one of those.
Like, this is me already.
So can we switch to the other one for the rest of my life? That'd be great.
Yeah. I'd rather receive horrible gifts than give good gifts. Because, I mean, there's always gift receipts. And then I would be like, other people would be
true. If gift receipts are included with the horrible gifts, I agree. Like, just give me horrible gifts. I'll go get whatever I want. I think.
See, I'm selfish. I'd rather get great gifts and give horrible gifts.
Yeah, and
so
then
they
just
can
get
do the gift receipt process. I don't want to do that.
I already get like the most amazing gifts from my two best friends, and like when I go to buy them things, I'm like, I don't know if part of that's just because like they are the kind of people who like when they want something they buy it, so like I don't know what to get for them because they already have everything. It's hard to buy people who have everything. Like with me, they're like, here's a book that looks like you would like it. It's got witches and magic. I'm like, awesome.
I love giving gifts though. I wish I was rich so I can give better gifts, because I was picking out stuff for the gift exchange, and I just saw all these things that I wanted to give, and I'm poor, so I couldn't.
Oh. So Grapefry, Nicole, a fellow Ohioan, she's got your back on the misadventures of Flapjack.
Okay, good.
Well,
someone knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait. Give the best gifts, but they have to be cheap, like $5 cheap. That's true. Like, because you get a good gift idea, and then you're like, dude, that's outside my budget.
Oh my gosh. Every time I have a birthday now, I'm like, please don't get me anything. I literally don't want anything. Don't get me anything, because then I'll just have more stuff, and I don't like having stuff. I'm like, just come and hang out with me. Don't give me things.
I love having stuff.
I like decluttering. I have been binging the Marie Kondo stuff. I've been binging Get Organized. Like, this is soothing my soul, and I've already like gone through my entire closet. I while my mom's here because she likes to clean too, so I'm gonna blame it on her. The reason why I like to. And not even clean. It's like just declutter. I hate clutter.
Well,
but then I live in clutter.
Clutter makes me feel comfortable.
It gives me anxiety. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I need to fix this.
It stresses me out. This is why I like having my little office, and I keep it like very clean. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is one space that I can control completely.
There you
I
go.
keep it like very clean, and I'm very happy about that with like minimal stuff.
My daughter, she did not want to clean, but once we like did an overhaul of her room, I'm talking like 4 trash bags full of just stuff and everything. She was like, I like my room now. I've been trying to tell you, sweetie, for like the past 5 months, but okay, yeah.
Now that I can see it, I like my room.
I feel like that's still me. I won't clean for a really long time, and then as soon as I clean, I'm like, oh my gosh, so much stress just like left my body.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even realize how stressful I was until after I saw the clean room, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. This is great. So we got a few people that want some gifts, get some good stuff in their life. Whereas Keelan agrees with Liselle of no more stuff. Like, got plenty. Like for me, I'm actually good at like for Christmas. I'm like, just give me gift cards, like because I got a few Amazon stuff, and I'm just gonna go on Kindle because I admit I love WriterTube, AuthorTube, CreatorTube, but y'all are increasing my to be read list, and it's not going down. My numbers keep going up because I just want to read everyone's stuff. I want to support y'all, and so it's I need more money for that habit. There we go. That's what my Christmas is. Where else we got?
I didn't buy 15 books last month. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Give gifts.
I'm trying to remember if I watched your September wrap up.
I haven't done it yet, so no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think okay, so I think I'm talking about August.
August I did really good. August I was like clear down. I'm like in the 170s, and then I bought.
But didn't you also buy 15 books in August?
Well, I mean, probably, but I don't think I bought 15 for a while. I don't know. It's a lot this month, I could tell you. It's not like I don't have like a reading planner right in front of me that has all this information.
I'm good at not buying books that are expensive. Like
I only bought 3 books in August. I read 15.
New releases, I'm like, okay, I can wait until I can get the library copy and then read it and then decide if I want to own it. But if I go to the dollar store, I will buy 5 books because they're only $1 and I can't stop myself.
I have no willpower when it comes to deals. I'm the same way though.
Oh.
It's one reason why I'm kind of glad that like I don't buy anything from Book Outlet anymore, because I have probably reduced my book buying habits by like 3/4.
Alright.
I'm here to tell you my first full year on BookTube, which was 2007, I bought over 200 books.
I believe it.
Over.
Oh my gosh.
BookTube is
Now,
wild.
do you still have some of them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they're unread, just chilling. Like I don't unhaul. I have weird rules about books. I don't unhaul anything I haven't at least tried to read. So unless it's like, I mean, lately I've been unhauling authors because they're stupid, but I don't like get rid of anything without at least trying it first. So I have like 180 unread books. So despite the fact that I read like 100 a year.
Because you just add more.
I
add another 100 each year.
I think I bought like 60 this year, maybe. I don't know. I think
that's more books than I even own.
Really?
I don't own that many, but I buy a lot of ebooks. So then I end up with a lot of books that way. Though I've been buying more lately. So that's going to be an issue.
I've got 8 ebooks right now. And I'm not, since I know I'm traveling for work next year, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to wait until I start traveling. I'm gonna try to finish my like physical books first.
I have a lot of physical books, but like my issue is because I'm still in uni and I don't know where I'm gonna live after uni. So I'm like, I have all these books and who knows if I'll be able to like even get them to wherever I live next.
Yeah. That was a problem for me when I was in university. And then I left 7 boxes of books at my mom's place. And then finally, when I was like 22, she was like, come do something about these. She's like, I cannot just keep these in my garage anymore. And then I just sold them all. I just sold 7 boxes of books because I was like, I can't keep moving with all of these. Yeah. And now I own like 30.
I can't even imagine. Like I how do you live your life like that?
I don't
do
really
y'all
like
ask for books for your birthday like Eva does? Like, well, she didn't allude to that, but her birthday is next month. She wants more books. Do y'all get books as gifts for yourself or like from others to you?
Oh, for sure.
No. I buy all my own books.
I'm like, I have
you just get a gift card.
30 copies of the same book. Like, why? I don't know. How do you only have 30 books? Like,
see, that baffles me too. I'm like, I can't understand getting multiple copies of the same book. It's very confusing to me. Because if I have an arc and then I buy the final book, I like give away the arc. Just keep the final book.
I think I have 6 copies of Blood Witch by Susan Dennard. I think I'm at 6. And
support this behavior. If you want to buy 6 copies of my book when it's out, you're very welcome to.
Come with 6 different covers, girl.
You gotta have like different covers or like multiple editions. I will buy both a hardcover and a paperback of a book that I love, even if it's the same. So I have problems, but it's fun.
It's okay. Admitting it.
You gotta do what makes you happy.
And actually, it's not a problem unless it affects other areas of your life. If it doesn't affect other areas of your life, it's not a problem.
You mean like how I can't afford anything else because I have 6 copies?
Okay, now it's a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
I tried to help you, but
I mean, I'm going to reorganize my bookshelf the week that I'm on vacation, so the last week this month. And I've already I'm mapping it out in my brain where I'm going to move things to, and I've got a lot of things to adjust because I have a lot of books. You should know. A lot.
For my birthday and Christmas, I usually try to ask for the gift card to like Barnes and Noble, so then I can like have the experience of like going and buying the books myself.
Ooh, that's a smart one.
Smart.
I just have so many books right now between my husband and I. Like, he has a Stephen King collection, pretty much, of just like about every single book that Stephen King has released. And I have a bunch of filler books. And I finally convinced him to let me get rid of some of my textbooks from college. He's like, well, our bookcase look like we have more books. I was like, yeah, sweetie, but we can't get any more books now. So can we get rid of the textbooks that we definitely don't need?
Oh my gosh. I didn't even take mine home. On the last day of exam day, I went to the college bookstore with the donation box and I dumped them all in. And I just left.
I did that for my bachelor's, but when I was working on my master's, I was doing it mostly online, even though the college was in the same town I was in. And I got my books for free, luckily, but since I live close by, I had to physically go there and pick them up unless it was an ebook. And I just never drove back to donate. I should have. Because now I have like how to do surveys and stuff. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I swear.
I definitely, my best friend, she is a person who buys not multiple copies of the same book. She doesn't get that either, but she buys a lot of books, and her husband is the same way. So their house is like 3 times worse than mine. I regularly go to her house because they live in a really small house. So I regularly am invited over to help her organize her books, as in like, where can we hide these and shove more books in so that there's like space to live and breathe.
Oh my gosh.
It's great.
Well, you're not alone in buying multiple versions of books. And Lizzie brought up a new point. Does anyone like the smell of books? I've heard some people say books smell different now than like they're using new paper. I think I was watching Keelan. I think you said that on one of your videos. Like it was a booktube TikTok thing, but it was like books smell different now. I haven't bought a new book recently.
Okay, I just earlier.
Thank you, Angela.
I bought this book earlier this week, and it does smell different than when I was younger.
Yeah,
it smells more bluey almost.
Like we're talking brand new books from that you bought when they were brand new when you were a kid to brand new books now. Smell different.
Yeah.
Well, it also depends on the kind of paper that they're printed on too, because they have a lot of publishers have implemented like the final book in Sarah J. Maas's ridiculous series is like
Bible paper.
Hello, work phone. It's so thin, but it's because the pages are thin, not because there's less pages. So they're using papers.
That's an excellent point. Need to grab the work phone.
Mm-hmm. Turn it off at least.
All right. The next would you rather, this is kind of tying into our conversation a little bit. Would you rather have your book never sell, but be in every library, or have record sales, but never land in a library?
Record sales.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Because then, even if someone doesn't like it, they'll give it away, and it could possibly end up in a library anyway.
Record sales, and I would just go to schools and I'd just peddle in the schools. So then I'd be like, okay, the kids can still get it. The teens will still read it. And I'll just and then
you at my school,
money.
like with a trade
it's a win-win.
It's free.
Oh, Zelle's like, I'm going to put these books in the library myself.
I need a clarification. Is the question book or books?
It's your interpretation. I wrote the rules so that you can interpret it however you wish.
Because I feel like if it's book, as in single book, I would like that book to be in libraries all over the place. Because if it's people are loaning it out from a library and like it's in schools libraries and little free libraries and all of that jazz, and people are exposed to it and they really like it and they continue to buy my books, and then I would have more sales.
See, yeah. And this is interesting because if your book is in all libraries, then all the libraries bought it, so you should have record sales.
Yeah.
You're getting money either way.
Eva brings up a good point that with the money she gets, she can just make a library, keep them open.
Right. Make my own library full of my own books.
Yeah.
Give me the cash I deserve.
Well, I feel like not putting books in libraries is very exclusionist.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hate to like put a price tag on people being able to enjoy my book.
Yeah.
So I'm going with libraries on this one, and in the hopes that it will help sell future books. And then all the rest of the books have record sales. That's right.
Yeah. Backpedaling just a little bit, because I just saw the comment. So Eva was saying the difference between the pages, was more fabric-like paper before, and now it's more papery. I understand what she's saying. I just can't figure out how to say it differently. But I definitely agree with that. It's kind of like what you were talking about, Jessica. It's thinner now.
Yeah, it's a lot thinner.
Let me grab the book. I gotta see.
And she's off.
These are the important questions.
I wonder if that's like better or worse for the environment.
I imagine better, but I think that's just because I assume in the past people just naturally do worse environmental practices.
Yeah, I mean, technically there's like bamboo paper now, which that would be like the best, and though I doubt that bamboo paper is being used for all published books.
I'm guessing you probably made the decision based on economics and not the environment.
Oh, probably.
But
The environment is probably like a side effect.
Well, I think different publishers and like manufacturers use different things because you'll get modern books. I mean, you can buy multiple different modern books and they're all kind of different, especially like books with deckled edges tend to have a lot thicker paper than like books with flat edges. I don't understand deckled edges. I'm not pro.
I like them.
No, it's horrible.
Like, is it like this? Like jagged?
Where
That's
where they're all blue, 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 blue.
Yeah, I love that.
No.
It upsets me. It feels like they're trying to make, I don't know, it feels like they're trying to make me think that it's better, but I know it's not better.
I hate it. It's so hard to turn pages.
Sprayed edges, though, I do like.
What was that?
Yeah.
Sprayed edges, I like a lot.
Sprayed edges are great.
When I went to
It's
London,
easier to grab, like you were saying.
went. Hold on.
We're all like, I'm like, find my book.
I specifically, when I was in London, made sure because I wanted this copy of the Devoured Grey with the pink sprayed edges
Ooh.
and the pink on the cover. I still have not read it, but
Me either.
But that's a nice copy.
I very specifically went to the bookstore to get it because I wanted the UK copy.
I mean, like Owlcrate has been doing a lot of their books recently with sprayed edges, and they are gorgeous. So
Nice.
Sprayed edges
Loving
are nice.
they are. It really adds like just like something, makes the book special without like having to do a lot to change it.
Mm-hmm. It's
Makes
true.
it pretty. Yeah.
No,
There's one of them, I don't even remember which one it is, but like the cover is very gold and they did gold sprayed edges and it's gorgeous. So
I like the idea of book boxes, but I don't like. This is specifically just for book of the month. I don't like the like logo on the side.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks tacky to me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I liked Book of the Month because I could get a book without having to get all of the tchotchkes and stuff inside that I don't necessarily always want.
Hmm.
But I dislike that I have book series that don't match because of the Book of the Month. Like there are book series that I want to rebuy the book of because I don't like the version that I have because it's got that big Book of the Month on the side.
It seems like they could have just done a sticker instead of like
Right.
sticking that on, but that's marketing.
It really only bothers me on books where it's like a series and I only have one of them for Book of the Month. Like Well Met and Well Played by Jen DeLuca. Like I have Well Met is a Book of the Month hardcover with like the big emblem on it, and Well Played is a paperback. And I'm like, I can't live my life like this. So yeah, I can't do it.
So
It just takes
kinda
away from the cover for me.
Don't look at them.
Tying back to writing a little bit, I looked at the next number. Would you rather always start your stories but never finish them, or only finish one story in your whole life?
The
Well, I
second.
already did the first one.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the second one.
I would rather the second one.
Yeah, the second one.
I gotta finish stuff.
Yeah, I have to. I kind of feel like I'm already in the first one because
Wait.
when I say finish, I mean like editing and everything and stuff. But
Right. Put the weapon down.
It's not a weapon. It's a broken selfie stick.
I didn't realize it was broken. Why do you still have
is it jagged? Could it impale somebody?
Oh, well, I guess it's a weapon now.
If it's broken and it has no purpose, then it is just a weapon. Put the weapon down.
Firstly, to answer your question, Liselle, I still have it because it's Bluetooth, and I can, do the Bluetooth thingy when my phone's over there. But to answer the larger question, I would rather start than ever finish. But then I could bring on a co-writer, and they can finish things for me, and get shit done.
I'm too much of a control freak. I could never let that happen.
Yeah, we know you, Sagittarius.
Like, for me, if I put in the work, I don't like someone else getting credit. Like, if I did all the work. Now if it was truly like I wrote it up to the midpoint and then they finished it and it seemed seamless, their name could be on it. I'm just glad the story's out there. But if it's like a situation of like school projects where someone came in at the end and threw their name on it, no.
You also technically consider a ghostwriter could solve that as well, because if you write like all of the story, but you didn't actually write it, so the ghostwriter is technically finishing. You just wrote the plot. You didn't write the book. So then you have a ghostwriter who actually wrote the book, and then your name would be on it, and you would get the credit for it.
Would it count too? Like, I love drafting and I'm not a fan of revising. So could I draft it and someone else could revise it for me? Would that count?
That's interesting.
Technically.
Play by your own
do a
rules.
zero draft type situation where they
Change
gotta
my
do
mind.
a lot more work. Gosh.
This is an angle I like. I'm more interested in this angle.
What was the other number? Oh, after this number, I got one more number, and then I'm gonna need chat to fill in again. Come on, scroll. My son stole my paper where I was writing the numbers down because he wanted to color on it. He wants whatever I have. It's great. All right.
I hate to prove you guys right. It is a weapon because I just cut myself.
No!
It's like a tiny cut on my middle finger.
I told you to put it down.
Don't use hand sanitizer. Just wash it with soap and water. You'll be fine.
I can't believe you cut yourself with this and not the scissors.
Right. Now I'm looking for them.
But is anybody honestly surprised by that?
It's true.
I lost the scissors.
Are we gonna
they're in the bed.
are we gonna need an intervention and like clean out? Like, you can keep the scissors, but not this broken selfie stick. You can keep this, but not that.
I'm like that old viral video of the little kid running, and the mom's like, "What do you got?" And he's like, "A knife." That's
It reminds me of it was a comic strip, and this kid's running, and then a meteor like comes down and hits the kid, and the dads are standing there, and one dad goes, "Shh, don't react, and the kid pops out and goes, "Did you see, Dad? Did you see? I got hit by an asteroid." And I'm like, that is it. Like, if I don't react, my son's fine. He's like, I got this, and keeps walking. But if I go, "Oh my God, are you okay?" He's like, "No, I'm not. Hold me." Oh, kids, great. I was there. I totally melted. All right. Would you rather have your life played back as a musical when you die, or have your life published as a book for others to read when you die? And no skipping parts of your life. I did make my own rule there.
I'd rather the book. But that's like because I'm not that interested in musicals.
I would also rather the book because it's just like a biography. But then if you get in the musical, it's like Hamilton. There's a whole can of worms with that.
I don't know. Because I feel like a musical might be like more happy,
Yeah.
but also put the scissors down.
Really?
Why?
That's not gonna backfire.
Davaisha, you need like a safe fidget toy.
Well, okay. I will give Davaisha this. She does have eye protection.
Yeah. See?
I am like I'm having a panic attack. Would you please put the scissors down?
Okay, I'm looking for something safe. I just need to do something with my hands.
I mean, I do the same thing. Like, I've got a bottle of nail polish that I've been sitting here like moving around. I mean, I've got tape I keep spinning in my hand. Like, would you get a safe fidget toy? I mean, come on.
I got one of those fidget cubes for my husband because he always was fidgeting and it drove me crazy. I was like, just do it silently.
I can't find. Oh, here it is.
So Michael brings a good point of how good would the music be. Like for me, I'm not sure if it would be original music or if it would be like take snapshots of music. Because I already at times, like someone goes, "Hey, can you just give me like a few feet personal space?" And I go, "Don't stand so close to me," and I just like keep going with it. Like they say something, and I'm like, "It's the song," and especially if someone says "turn around," God, I get a total eclipse of the heart stuck in my head. All right, sorry. All right.
I think I definitely, because I worked in the music industry and because that was what I primarily went to school for, I feel like I'd have to go musical just because it's such a large part of my life that musical would make the most sense. Like, granted, I write and read, so book would make sense, but I think because I've done music, it would make it for a more interesting musical.
Yeah. What about you, Angela?
Definitely a book. Especially if they took like my lack of musical talent and applied that to musical.
Eva said that if her life was a musical, the scene would have Grapefry floating by randomly with scissors. I'm just imagining you on a rolly chair, like going across the stage, twirling the scissors.
Right.
To the background,
big dance number. Nice. All right, this is the last number I have on the list from the chats earlier. I forgot to change the previous. Hold on. What do you need?
You have a weird hand growing out of your shoulder.
I know. All right, I'm gonna have that for like the next 15 years. God, I can't do math. Oh, here's something. Would you rather live without music or live without books?
I have no answer.
You can still write books, by the way. I'll throw that in my mind. You can still write books. You just
refuse to answer
them.
Yes, I dislike this.
Can you still podcast if there's no music?
What was
podcast is talking.
True.
Podcasts are the loophole. Yeah.
I think I would have to get rid of the books. I miss a good concert.
God, yeah. You feel the bass. Yes, yeah, it's downloading.
I feel like I'd have to do the music.
Yeah,
I'd miss Hozier so much.
Wait, okay. You mean just books in general or like reading the book yourself? Can I have someone else read the book to me? Can I listen to an audiobook?
Oh, that's a good point.
It is a book.
I'll let you decide the rules on that one. It's still technically a book, but... Okay, kid. What are you doing? He's getting upset.
I'll just watch all the film adaptations.
Yeah, because that's worked out.
Some film adaptations are great, FYI.
I watched Ready Player One and I loved it. And then I read, I listened to the audiobook and I loved it. So it definitely wouldn't have been the same if
I hated that book.
Really?
I hated it.
Maybe it's because I like the 80s. I don't know.
And it's getting a sequel, and that just irks my soul.
Sequel book or sequel movie?
Book.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
It's gonna be called Ready Player 2.
Oh, well, that's kind of lame. I'm just saying. Like, no, everyone wants to be player one. No one says, "Hey, hand me the controller. I want to be player 2." Only if
it's supposed
player
to be
1
like
was already claimed.
And I just read a plot summary last night because I had to read it. And it's supposed to be about the same character like a few days after the tournament thingy.
Yeah.
going on like another quest for the dead guy's shit. So I have thoughts. And I'm listening.
Don't have interest.
Give me 2 seconds. I gotta fix that.
She has to fix a small human.
Oh, by the way, we did run out of numbers. If anybody in the chat wants to chime in on numbers.
I haven't seen the movie. I was just about to click on Eva's comment, like I could pull it up on the screen.
Isn't there something? Is the dude problematic or something? Something problematic? Something? I can't remember.
I've never read or watched it, so I have zero idea.
I read Ready Player One, but it was like background when it first came out, and I remember like I didn't understand the references to the 80s very well. But I liked kind of the idea of the plot, but I think there was something with the dude just being a little bit too romanticizing of the girl, like more like an object.
That whole thing was like
there's something, yeah.
I didn't like. I understand like if you have your own security, but I didn't like how he was like, "Wow, I love you." Even though you have this horrible disfiguring thing on your face that wasn't even horrible. And it was like, wow, isn't it amazing for you that I still like you?
The references was the best part. Like, everything else just wasn't good.
I think one of my favorite book to movie adaptations is Vampire Academy. And if you've ever watched and read, you know they're completely different things. And I love it. Like, the books are so dark and creepy, and like it has like all kinds of like self-harm and just like murder and destruction and death. And the movie is like campy and funny and stupid. And I love them both so much. Like, if you're gonna be off, you have to go like completely off.
Yeah, that like makes me think of like the Archie Riverdale thing. Like, I gave up on watching Riverdale, but it does not in any way resemble the comics.
Yeah, if you're gonna like change a few things, like just change everything. Like, just make it completely different. So I can love two things or hate two things either way, but don't make it kind of the same. Make it awesome in its own right. I'm weird like that. A lot of people really don't like anything that's not like word for word what was in the book, and I don't think they understand how movies work. Like, you can't just make a movie that's word for word what's in the book, because they're two different mediums and you need two different things for that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you can't do because it would just be so like you can't have a character monologuing in their head for however long. But I like when stuff is true to the book, because then I like getting to see all the stuff. But there are some things that I just like, I know you're naturally going to cut out, because sometimes there's like subplots in books that aren't completely necessary. And so why waste time in like an hour and a half or 2 hour movie trying to smush it in when you could just like work around it? Like,
I feel like that's something that like the Hunger Games and Harry Potter movies did really well, was they changed things and not everything was the same. And like, with the exception of the 5th Harry Potter movie, which did some things really dirty, they still kept like the feel of it. And so it didn't feel like it was a complete offshoot of the actual book. So I think like if you can keep like the same theme and the same feel, that it works. But you really have to be careful about what you change, because it can just, it upsets everybody.
Yeah.
I think Coraline has a good adaptation. I know they added like the YB character, and I like that.
Coraline gives me the freaking creeps. I can't do it. Like, it's too creepy for me. I don't know how children do it. Like, it creeps me out.
I watched the movie in theaters when I was like 13, and I was like, this is terrifying. This is not a kid's movie.
No.
But then I recently, like last year, I listened to the audiobook, and it's read by Neil Gaiman. And there's these parts where it's so creepy. It's like rats singing, and it's just horrifying.
Oh gosh.
It's not a movie for me, for sure.
Don't listen to the audio book.
A lot of people book movie adaptations too. A lot of my friends will like read the book again, like reread it right before they go and see the movie or like the TV show. And I'm like, you're kind of setting yourself up to not enjoy it. Like I always try to make sure there's space in between when I read it and then if I want to reread after I watch it, I'll do that. But if it's fresh in your mind, then you're just gonna like tear apart everything that's different.
Yeah, because it's easy to like forget a bunch of stuff that they didn't include when you haven't read the book in a while. I can't even think of like the Hunger Games books and movies, what stuff was like cut out. I know some things were like shortened, like I feel like they spent more time doing stuff in some places and they just like super condensed it, but like I don't remember most of it.
I tend to watch the movie before I read the book. That way I'm not set up for disappointment. I go opposite direction. I'm always behind on like popular books series anyway. So usually by the time I'm hearing about it, it's already being made into a movie or a TV show. So I can do that. Yeah.
You're on mute.
You're muted.
There we go.
You are
So apparently I set it mute on my phone and I couldn't unmute it from the whatever. Even though I'm the same person, whatever. I like series to be completely done and then I jump into it. Especially when it comes to TV shows and stuff. And regarding an earlier point that y'all had about making things completely different, I thought the Sookie Stackhouse novels, Becoming True Blood, completely different to me. Like, I mean, they had characters killed off early in the books, but they actually lived almost the whole time in the show and stuff like that. And so I really liked that take personally.
I heard they did a lot of that different. Though then I stopped watching the True Blood TV show when I realized they weren't going to do the couple that was in the book, because I was watching and I was like, yeah, cool, because I hadn't read the books. I was like, I'll keep on with the series to see my couple get together. And someone was like, oh no, they do it different in the show. And I was like, done.
Yeah. I admit I didn't really like the last episode when it came to coupling and stuff. Like, I don't want to ruin it for anyone because I know it wouldn't ruin if someone told me the ending, but I know some people rather not.
No, I was mad. I was upset with my wasted time.
At least, wait, so someone warned you before you invested a whole bunch of time on the show?
No, I wanted to make sure that my couple was going to be okay. So then I Googled to see what the ending of the book was to make sure that my couple got together. And then I was like, okay, cool, they do get together. And then I like learned on the internet that the TV show couple was different than the book. And then I stopped and I was mad.
Like,
and when my couple doesn't get together, I get very upset and I tend to not finish the book. I would have never finished the Shadow and Bone series if I knew who the end couple was. I would have never finished it.
I still have one book to go in that.
What now?
I still have one book to go in that series, the Shadow and Bone series.
I don't know what I wanted, but I didn't want that.
I feel the same way about the third book in that series. I remember I loved it. I loved it so much until I read like Leigh Bardugo's stuff she's written after, and I'm like, whoa, she's really improved as a writer.
So it just gets better. And I think that's kind of what you want. You want every book to be better than the last one. But like, she definitely has like a...
I read books 1 and 2 in like, June maybe? May, June, July. July. I read them in July. So I'm getting there, but not quite. So like I kind of know what happens because you can't be on BookTube for 4 years without knowing what happens in a lot of popular book series.
Yeah.
So, like, I know what happens in a lot of the book series that I'm finally getting to. But it's like it's been so long since I've heard it that sometimes I feel like I'm still surprised by it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one I know for sure. But it's like I'm enjoying the story, so I guess I'll continue for the plot. But then I heard that the plot in book 3 is kind of non-existent anyway. So, I already know it, so I'm gonna read it.
Yeah. Stephanie, you said you watched True Blood first on accident. I was entirely too young to have been watching True Blood. I was probably like 10 watching that show, and my friends and I used to call it vampire porn. That's basically what it was.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much.
That was
I stopped watching when they introduced like the fairies and stuff.
That's my pet peeve with a show because I actually wanted to rewatch it. And I started rewatching it and I was like, did I just not pay attention and not notice how much intercourse there was and other things? And I was like, did I just not notice? And then, yeah, so I couldn't go through a second watch because I reread the books and I was like, let me watch it now. And I just couldn't do it.
I noticed because me and my mom were watching it together. And it was like,
right, I watched with my mom. Just
I was like, this was a mistake.
You always notice more when you watch it with your parents. Like I watched New Girl on my own, and I was watching it with my mom, and I was like, wait, was there all this inappropriate stuff the first time I watched New Girl?
I was watching an episode of Shameless with my in-laws.
Oh.
No. I stopped watching that show. Never again. Like, and it was even one of the earlier episodes. Apparently it's gotten a lot worse since then. And my sister tells me she loves it. She's like, oh, it's like watching a train wreck. And I was like, I don't want to see a train wreck.
I really like Shameless.
I live in Southern Ohio. If I want to see a train wreck, I just got to go outside. Like,
but it got to a point in that show where the main character, I guess she's the main character, Fiona, got on my nerves, so I stopped watching.
Yeah.
But now that she's gone, I should probably
Was she gone?
It. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's too many seasons. I give up at a certain point.
Also, Angela, I have a whole thing about New Girl. I really enjoyed the show, but I have beef with Zooey Deschanel.
Oh, I heard other people say that before too.
It's nothing personal to her. I just don't like the look of her. Like,
yeah.
It's nothing personal. I just don't like your face.
Okay. Just fix it. All of this.
I did a deep dive into this. Okay. First of all, she plays like the same manic pixie dream girl, like everything.
Oh,
and secondly, it's the bangs. The bangs, like without the bangs, I don't have this innate rage that banged Zooey Deschanel gives me.
It's a specific archetype
Can
with
you
the
name
bangs and the wave. It's the bang and the wave.
And then the glasses.
Can you name another actor or actress that has bangs that you do like? Because I'm starting to think you got like you're anti-bang.
No, I love bangs. I used to have bangs for a really long time. It's just the bangs on her. Sorry, I'm weird. And
it's become her signature look. Now I will agree, her character is kind of the same, where she's like this free living person, like marches to her own drum. Maybe not even a drum; it's probably a tambourine or a triangle.
But how do you feel about Katy Perry with bangs? Because it's kind of the same thing.
Yes,
I like Katy Perry with bangs.
So it's specifically just Zooey Deschanel.
She did include the glasses. Maybe it's the bangs with the glasses because Katy Perry doesn't do bangs with glasses.
Katy Perry's kind of edgy though. Zooey Deschanel is not.
All right, fair enough. But they have the same face. FYI.
Pretty much.
Isn't there like this whole?
It's weird that
Katy Perry and then like
Val looks more like Katy Perry than her own sister.
Yeah, Emily has like a more square-ish jaw.
Yeah, it's weird. It's real weird. Like, how do you look more like a stranger than your sister?
I'm looking this up now because in my head they don't look anything alike. So now I'm like, I gotta.
Oh no! If you Google like a comparison, you'll get a side-by-side shot of them.
Also, it's the way her name is spelled. Zooey, come on, girl.
Okay,
that's not her fault.
Not her.
No, honestly, I was in high school and watched it, but I tried to rewatch it like over the summer, and I was like, "Wait, this show is way more problematic than I remember it being."
all
That's
show
what I
more.
like about books and movies and TV shows and everything. It's like you go back to it in another point in your life. You're like, first off, I didn't notice this, and second, like this has a totally different meaning to me now, and I like that.
It's crazy. That's how I feel about To All the Boys I Loved Before. When I saw the movies, I read them when I was in middle school, and it was like my favorite series, and I like romanticized about Peter Kavinsky. And then I was like watching the movies, and I was like, wait, he's actually the worst. Like, and I like reread the books. I'm like, wait, he's this bad in the books too. Like, how did like 12-year-old me not pick up on this?
You wanted a bad boy.
All right.
And I read all 3 of them in 24 hours, like one after the other.
They're good. He just does some problematic things.
Yeah. But I mean, let's be honest. Real life, everyone does problematic things at some point or another.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, having a character that does things that are problematic makes them more human. And as long as they like notice that they did something problematic or pay some sort of consequence for that, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's the thing I usually find in books. Yeah, if they don't actually ever mention it or like talk about what they did, and everybody's just like, let's forget about that. Yeah, I saw them. I was looking at the pictures. They do have here a little bit different. Katy Perry's like face is her jaw shape looks different.
Yeah.
But some of the early pictures.
This one's pretty close. This one, I think, maybe a little bit more.
Like, it looks like the same person.
Yeah.
I mean, look, those 2 pictures look more alike than any 2 pictures that you'll pick off of Khloe Kardashian's Instagram feed. I'm just saying. Like, they look like the same person. It's weird.
Sorry, I just wanted chat to join in on that so they can see our setup.
Eva said, now do the same with Paula Deen. Paula Deen has the same face.
Wait, with Paula Deen and who else?
I guess
Chanel and Paula.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
okay, I'm doing a search.
One's like 195, so I mean, I think I can tell the difference. But I don't know.
I mean, we got white hair and black hair. Oh no! It's Katy Perry and Paula Deen actually. Is what's showing up.
Oh yeah, I can see that actually.
Okay, let me share my screen again.
The upper half of the face makes sense. They have the same eyeballs.
My computer's going a little slower. Oh, there we go. Add to stream. Come on.
Oh, creepy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one of those is a Photoshop face.
Right.
Yeah.
I see it.
So
It's
this
the
one,
eyes.
yeah, the third one is definitely Photoshop, but they decided to put it, but these other ones, the side by side, like.
Oh yeah, that
Wow.
one definitely looks.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
Things I cannot unsee. But then if you think about Paula Deen and Zooey Deschanel, nothing alike. How is this happening? How is this even possible?
Yeah.
I'm totally freaked out now by faces. Thank you.
White
Listen, I will say that like there's that stereotype that like all black people look the same, whatever, which is not accurate in any way, shape, or form. But white people, we fucking look the same. Like, I'm just saying.
All white people look the same.
Every time my boyfriend is like, "Do you remember this friend I introduced you to?" I was like, "Does he just look like a white guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I don't know him. I'm not going to remember." I'm sorry. You look very distinct to me, but everyone you introduced me to that I have not seen multiple times and interacted with, I will never be able to tell apart.
I'll see a face on like in a movie and I'll swear it's like, I swear I've seen this face before, and like I'll think I know who it is, and like I'll have to go and like do some research and it's like a completely different person. I'm like, why does your face look like their face? This needs to be. If you look up like celebrity lookalikes, like celebrities that look like other celebrities, there's a lot of them, and they're not really
so many.
They're
Have you guys ever seen one of my favorite conspiracy theories is that right now in Hollywood there's tons of like brunette actresses who look like Audrey Hepburn and they all look like each other. So there's like a conspiracy theory that they cloned Audrey Hepburn, so like Natalie Portman, Emma Watson, I forget who else. Like there's a bunch of like brunette actresses that all look like Audrey Hepburn when you put them side by side.
Wow, I'm about to look that one up. I don't even think I know what Audrey Hepburn looks like, actually.
I think the reason why it happens more with white males is because white women, we tend to have different hair. And so like, you can tell that we look different because I have purple hair and Natalie has blonde and Angela's is brown. Like,
hair is important. When like people have the same hairstyle, like it's over. I was once at a bar with some coworkers and our waitress left and they were like, oh, call her. And I was like, oh yeah, her, right? And they were like, that is a completely different person. But they had the same hairstyle. And the worst part is they were two completely different races. So it's just like, but they had the same hairstyle. And so I was convinced they were the same person. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
I'm so
that happened to me.
tell.
It was I was at the grocery store with my mother and I must have been like 10 or something. And I see this woman from the back and it's like my mom's hairstyle and everything. I go up to her and I'm like, Mom. Because I didn't look at her on the side. She was at like the meat display or something like that. And I'm grabbing meat and I'm like, Mom. And then I look and I realize it's a black woman that I'm calling Mom. And I'm like, I just go past her and I'm like pretending my mom's like further down. So I was like, I'm so sorry.
Like, okay.
But from the back, she looked exactly like my mom. Like,
it's hard to tell. Yeah. Hair is important.
It is.
It is what it is, man. It's a great time to be alive.
I feel my cheeks getting flushed just reliving that story right now.
The worst thing when that happens, when you are convinced the stranger from behind is someone you know and you reach out and you touch them, that's really the worst part. And they turn around and they're like...
I was at a fair and I think I was like 14 and this person was like, hey, and I'm like, hi, and they go, no, not you, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're being aggressive with your hey. They're like, the person behind you. I'm like, okay, hey, can you talk to your friend? Like, because they're getting mad at me for being friendly, so...
I feel like that's part of the reason why, like, when you go to the grocery store and you see someone you know, like, you don't interact with them, not just because we don't like the people, but because you're, like, the part of your brain is terrified that it's not actually the person that you think it is. Like, what if it's just somebody that looks like them?
Like, we're so afraid to talk to someone like a friend that turns out that it's not a friend. I mean, yes, we should have stranger danger, but...
You talk to someone for 10 minutes like you've known them your whole life, and then you walk away, and the person you're with is like, who's that? And you're like, I don't know.
So Nicole brings up a good point when it comes to different hair colors and stuff. If you're colorblind, people start looking the same again.
Not necessarily. It depends on what kind of colorblind you are.
Yeah. Wait, what was that part about? They do.
I think that's from when you touch someone from behind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do that at wholesome time. Like sometimes I'm like on my phone and my son touches me and I'm like, what? Oh, sorry, kid. Yes. What do you need? I'm here for you. All right.
I swear the work part has run like 6 times while I've been sitting here.
Eva's like, I'm more worried if it turns out it is them.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's true. I hate running, like growing up, I didn't want to run into my teachers in the grocery store or anything. And now that I'm an adult, like I don't want to see my coworkers outside of work. Like, unless it's a work function, like we do have fun work functions where we go out to eat together or something like that. Like those I understand, but I got to be mentally prepared to see somebody outside the normal realm that I see them.
I just don't.
Why do we just not
change? I don't like oh, hey, what are you doing here? Oh, you're grocery shopping too? Oh, cool. I guess I'll what are you up to this weekend? I guess I'll see you on Monday. Okay, bye. I hate that. I don't want to do it.
If it would be boring to read about, it's going to be boring to act out too.
The
Unless
worst-
But
you're
I like how
relishing the awkwardness.
I think that's one thing that is like so great about wearing masks everywhere is like people really aren't sure if you or not, so they don't talk to you, and it is great.
Mhm.
Yeah. Michael's talking about mumbling, hello, like kind of thing, and then just keep going. And then Eva brought up more of an eye contact and smile. If they can speak, I'm gonna keep walking. Oh my god, with the mask, I'm so used to smiling and doing like the nod, like kind of recognition. Not that we know each other, but just recognition that you exist, I exist, and we're human. And I realized with the mask, it probably just looks like I'm just like, that's it. Like there's no smile. Like I probably look mean right now because everyone looks mean when they have a mask on. That's the way we interpret people's facial features now.
I think that's the same reason with like when I discussed I don't know, it's been a million years ago, but I feel like I have to smile at people, especially if it's someone who doesn't look like me. So if it's someone of a different race or someone who has some sort of a disability, like I feel like I have to go out of my way to smile at them so that they don't feel like I'm ignoring them, except I'm not actually ignoring them. It's a weird, like it's when you have social anxiety, your brain is just like, but I feel like I need to do this and that and this. And so now I've gotten to the point where it's like I don't have to smile at people. So I'm afraid when we get back to a land where I don't have to wear a mask all the time, I'm not going to smile at people. Am I going to get back into that spiral loop of like, oh my God, are these people just thinking that I hate them? And it's a weird place to be. This is why I'm meditating.
Or do you guys ever do that? Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask it. So has quarantine helped this social anxiety or made it worse?
I haven't quarantined at all, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
changed nothing.
So if anything, you're interacting with people less now. Oh my gosh, son. He's trying to climb out.
I still go to work like 50
Jess is
hours.
an essential worker.
People still come in every day and talk to me, even though I don't want them to. I still have to go to the grocery store. I still have to go do everything I was doing before. So, I mean, really, the only thing that's changed is like I don't go like out to dinner with my friends once a week. Like wasn't leaving my house before a lot. But we used to get together like once a week and go to dinner somewhere, and we don't do that now. And we don't do like weird random like it's Wednesday. Do you want to go adulting with me and go to the grocery and go to the beauty store or whatever? So, but everything else is still exactly the same. Because it's always been.
What were you going to say, Angela?
Well, no, it was kind of unrelated, but kind of related. I don't know if anyone else does the thing where you like see an acquaintance in public and then you both stare at each other and then you're both can like tell that like the other person's debating if they should say hi and you're debating if you should say hi and then it's like an awkward situation.
This is the thing between the difference between living in Toronto and like living up north. In Toronto, when you see someone you both quickly look away because you're like, I don't want to talk to you. And then you go about your business. And it's just like city people were like, I don't want to do this thing with you. And so we just both look away and we continue looking away until we have passed each other, unless we actually like each other, in which case then we'll look at each other. But in small towns, people want to talk to you no matter what.
So that's how your mama's doing. And like,
so that it's like you get caught up. But it's true, the mask thing has helped because people cannot recognize it as me, which is shocking because there's all of like 5 Black people here. But like, who could that be?
They got a 20% chance of getting it right.
So like, I don't know, I can't tell it's you. So then I'm like, cool, I'll just go about my business.
This is great. I get like phone calls from little old ladies who will call about plumbing issues and they'll want to talk for 20 minutes and then they forget why they called. And they get off the phone. And then they'll call back a couple hours later and be like, I called earlier and I forgot why I had called for, so now I need to schedule an appointment. So we just spent 20 minutes talking about like your kids, your grandkids, your pet cat, your pet rock, I don't know, the weather, all this stuff. And then they're like, oh my, honey, I think I forgot why I called. I'm going to have to
that on business calls. Like I'm calling for like a one-on-one meeting with this person that my company and their company works with, and we're working together. We're like, we have the same job at our company, so we have to talk to each other. And we started talking about like 90s music and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, we gotta get back to the business and talk. I know you're starved for human interaction. I'm starved. We got it out of our system. Let's get some work done.
You know what I hate? I hate when you're talking to someone in face to face in person, and they bring up something you did on the internet, like a tweet or like an Instagram post. I'm like, don't do that. What happens on the internet stays on the internet. You don't need to bring that into real life.
Yeah.
Don't
Business
ask
talk.
me about my tweet. That was at 4 a.m. I'm a different person now.
It's always a little creepier when someone's like, "Oh, I saw you just went on a family vacation to XYZ. Like, how was it?" It's like,
No, I found out. So I'm on this critique website, and apparently one of the people that critiques my story, she friended me on Instagram. And so anybody who goes on my Instagram page, I did that shut up challenge with my daughter, my husband, where my daughter, I asked her to do something. She goes, "No, God, shut up." And then I record my husband's face. It was hilarious. And so my critique partner is like writing up, and then I read the line of like, "Oh, by the way, the prank you played on your husband was hilarious." And I'm like, wait, you have my Instagram? Like, not that it's private, but it just threw me off. I'm like, we're critique partners. Like, how do you have my other social media stuff? Really was drawing, but it was great. And everything.
You staring in my windows? That's weird.
Yeah. It's like when real life people are like, "I saw your video on YouTube," and I'm like, "What?"
That's the last thing I need to happen.
Nobody that I work with knows that I have YouTube. My family does know, but I don't think they watch at all.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm gonna just keep it that way. And like, because I have Natalie Luck is actually a pen name, and it's kind of similar to my real name. I mean, my first name's the same at least. And so I don't think anybody at work will find out. I don't know.
because of the way
People who are really good at searching up stuff.
It's not like your last name is that different from your real last name, so they may find you.
They can.
They can find you. My nieces and nephews watch my channel, which is scary on the aspect that I curse a lot and talk about random things, but I talk like that in front of a person too, so I may possibly have ruined all of my nieces and nephews. Maybe, I don't know. They're not ready for they're too ready for the real world, I think.
That's a good way to put it.
I am very honest with the kids. Like, anytime they ask me a question about life or things that are going on in the world, I typically just tell them the truth. So
yeah, because of the way TikTok works, like it'll give you people who are near you geographically. So a lot of people at my university have seen my TikToks, and this one time, this one guy from my Spanish class, he like messaged me, and it was a TikTok I had done, and I was wearing like black leather pants in it, and he was like, "Can you wear these to class?"
No! That is a lie.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of those things where it's like you're flattered, but at the same time you're disgusted, and
Right, I'm
like,
scandalized.
God, like that would give me reason to never wear them again. Be like, I have Spanish class today. I'm not wearing these.
I have Spanish class today. I need to wear these sweatpants that are 4 sizes.
What did you reply?
Oh yeah,
I was just kind of like, "LOL, oh my gosh, I can't believe you found my TikTok."
Safe. Good choice.
Was he cute? Like, was he trying to? Was he not wanting to flirt back?
He is a little bit cute, but I've also heard he has like a reputation.
Oh,
like some
unsurprising.
Yeah,
right. Like, guys that send you messages like that typically have a reputation.
Especially in the age of COVID, I'm like 6 feet.
I mean, at least he didn't send you messages without pants. So,
yeah, at least you didn't get one of those.
It would have been worse.
My aunt and I were actually talking about that the other day, and like, because she's in her early 60s, and she had been dating previously, but she never did online dating. And I'm like, you're so lucky, because I can't tell you how many of those I've gotten in my life. Like, I could print an art book, like just like, all of the pictures I've gotten of half naked men. I'm like, why? Why is this a thing? Like, in the 80s and 90s, you never like got a disposable camera, took a bunch of pictures of your junk, took them to Walgreens, had them printed out, and like took them to my house and slid them under my door. Like, you didn't do it then. Why do you do it now? Like, I get that it's easier now.
And
but
also, I'm pretty sure Walgreens, like a lot of those places had the rules of like they wouldn't develop the photos.
Well, actually, if you did like same day photo, then no, they would not. But if you sent them out, it was done by a company, and they didn't look at the pictures. They just ran them through their machines, and then they would give them back. So if you did send out, you could get your naked pictures back. But if you did like 24-hour photo, you could not. Why do I know this? I don't. It was like, I used to work with a guy. No, I used to go to high school with a guy who worked at a Walmart in the photo processing center. And so that was the thing. He said that, like, if you did like a 24-hour photo, he said they had to physically do them themselves. So anything that was like not appropriate was not done and thrown away. But if you sent things through the processing center, they weren't done by a human, they were done by a machine. And so there was no one like going through to check them. So, just in case you ever want to know, you want to print some photos at Walgreens. Now,
You want to print your nudes at Walgreens. That's how you do it. Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you're gonna send me nudes, I want you to like go through the motions of like I need you to put in the effort. Like, make it worth my time. I'm going, oh God, why? Like, make it worth my time.
I don't understand how people are dating in the times of COVID. Like, I don't.
Desperate.
I was watching
like,
that Love at First Sight, where like they had the wall between them, and I was like, is this what dating's going to be in quarantine? Like, you got a wall between each other and you're just talking through the wall.
Oh my gosh, that show is so good though.
I don't know how people dated prior to quarantine. Like, I don't understand.
That too, but like, y'all out here just exchanging saliva.
Right?
Where are your negative COVID tests?
Please,
Let's
like,
be honest, they're not exchanging saliva, Grape.
I go to kiss my husband and he looks at me and goes, 6 feet. I'm like, we have 2 kids, honey. Like, we can be affectionate. It's okay.
Jessica, I was thinking about the logistics of that the other day because my friend was talking about, she's an out there person. She was talking about an SEX club, right? So I was like, they're having a kissing contest at the SEX club? What? In Corona season? She was like, well, they have to come with negative tests or something or whatever. And I was like, oh, well, I was side-eyeing it. But then I was like, well, it would be, I mean, you could do the do with the mask. You don't even have to get undressed to do the do. So is that safer?
I want to say it was like the University of Georgia actually like gave out something to their students telling them if they were going to hook up to like wear mask, and then like gave them different positions where you were less likely to get it. And they sent it out to their students.
No, not UGA.
Oh my God. I'm from Georgia and I totally believe that. Oh my God, hold on.
Same.
About to drop something on his head.
I'm here. I believe that completely.
I'm just trying to save your life, kid. I'm sorry.
I think that's what the professors at that school were thinking. I'm just trying to save your life. I'm sorry. You had to
Well, we have a blow dryer on his like near his changing table because sometimes he'll get diaper rash, and so it helps to dry his bottom completely. And he loves it, by the way. But he was about to pull the blow dryer onto his head, and so that's when I like went mom mode and tried to leap over like for 5 feet. It's not even that far, but I was like, oh my God. And now he wants me to just turn it on, and I'm not going to. I'm going to pretend it's broken.
It's broken until we change it.
Sorry, can't fix it. Oh, God, he turned it on.
Oh gosh.
It's not broken, Mom. I just proved a point.
Yeah. Oh, I can unplug it.
I feel like Just Eva said it can live on skin for 9 hours, so not safer, according to the only one thing I read once at some point, sometime. I feel like even the scientists don't know, so it's fine.
Right.
Okay. With
Every day
scientists,
there's
I
a new
remember
study.
They always change it. Like, okay, in the 70s, we were going through global cooling, and I'm not to go political on climate change because there is evidence and stuff like that. But either way, but it keeps on changing what the issue is. They used to say milk was bad for you. No, milk good for you. Coffee bad. No, coffee's good. Red wine's bad. Oh wait, no, you can't have red wine once a night and stuff. And I'm just like, can we figure it out, please, before we publish? Just please.
Yeah,
I'm getting whiplash.
confusing. Like,
Well,
what
I think the key thing is that different people's body chemistry reacts different to different things. So what works for one person is not going to work for another person. And like, I know it's a weird place to get this from, but like, as someone who works in the plumbing industry, and we sell hot tubs, and we do like hot tub chemistry, water chemistry, things like that. Your body chemistry, when you are in a hot tub, like each one of you, if you were in a hot tub and you got out, your body would put different things into the water. So like every person's body is going to do something different with a different reaction to different things. So what works for one will not work for all. So that's why I think tests come out the way that they do, because they're like, well, we took a study and we sampled 5,000 people. But do you realize how many people there are on the planet? Like that 5,000 people is just the drop in the bucket. So it's really like you personally have to go, okay, I'm going to try this thing. That didn't work for me. Okay, I'm going to try this thing. That didn't work for me. So it's like you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Like even scientists can't figure everything out. They're scientists, not magicians.
Eva has a great solution. Just everybody wear latex bodysuits.
Yeah.
I want
killing
a
me,
bubble.
Like the bubble boy.
This body would not look good in a latex suit, but if y'all want to, I mean, I'm just saying. Gonna look like a beached seal. Whale, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know that anyone looks good in latex.
Anything skin tight, it's gonna show everything. It's
I think I could look good in one for like 5 seconds. That's as long as I can hold my gut.
My kids took a lot from me. Twice.
Can I be like a baggy latex bodysuit? Can I get one for like 5 sizes larger than my size, so it's a little baggy? Or just use trash bags.
And also, how would you go to the bathroom like it? Okay, sorry, we're going semantics now. I'm thinking of a zipper, or is it gonna be like the old underwear from like the early 1900s?
What is going on?
I don't know. I can't see over there.
Sorry, there is a meeting of crows in my cul-de-sac, and they're just like,
murder.
That's called a murder.
Oh, a murder.
Yeah.
A group of crows is a murder.
Oh. Well, I just said they were having a meeting.
They're having a murder.
The way you say it is less ominous. I can't even say the word. But yeah, it's a murder.
It's a murder.
It's electric.
They're having a business meeting. They're so cute, though.
I love it that you keep calling it a meeting and business meeting. I bet they're talking about who has the best windows. Be like, they clean it too much. It looks like the window's open, but it's not.
They're having a murder meeting. They're deciding who they're going to murder next.
Listen, I've seen the birds.
I have a bird. She's really quiet today, actually.
Oh, that one is. Are they about to fight? Sorry.
I'm invested in this story now.
Remember when I
just ran up on the other one?
I'm from Southern Ohio, and if I want to see trash, I can go outside. That's what Grape's living right now. Just in the trash outside. Are you also in Southern Ohio?
Okay, they're just eating stuff off the ground.
Wait a second. I'm in Southern Ohio. What are you trying to say?
That it's really bad out there? Look, you are not from the same town I'm from. Like, you don't have like serial killers and.
So I will say, when I moved here and all the news reports about pedophiles and shootings and that, I'm looking at my husband. I'm like, where did we move to? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm from northern Ohio, but I don't remember anything about that from where I live.
there were like a bunch of news stories, and then there was this big story about this one family like mass killing the other family because they were fighting over custody of the grandchild and stuff. And I'm like, well, now the grandchild gets neither family, so
I am from Chillicothe, which is like an hour south of Columbus. So we have a serial killer who's going around killing prostitutes because we have a big prostitute population in our very small town. Like our county's population is 76,000 people, but we have a large group of prostitutes. We're cool. And yes, Grape?
I have a question. Okay, do they know about OnlyFans? Have they not just switched to digital media yet?
It wasn't a thing then. This was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. So large group of prostitutes. They were like finding them dead all over the place, but they all had a bunch of drugs in their bodies. So like they were probably overdosing and people were getting rid of their bodies because they didn't want to be caught. But that's outside of the point. We have a serial killer. Also, as Natalie said, there was a large family where originally all we knew is that like 12 people had been murdered, like clear down to like the 12 and 13-year-old kids. They left like 2 babies alive and that was it. Like everybody else, the entire family was wiped out, parents, grandparents, grandchildren, like the whole spiel. And originally it was tied to like some kind of a Mexican drug cartel because they were selling marijuana and other drugs. And then it came out to be that it was like one of the grandkids' parents, him and his grandparents like supplied him to be able to kill his child's family. Southern Ohio is great, y'all. Highly recommend. We're cool. Chillicothe is really big on like we're in the middle of like a human trafficking like line. So that's part of the reason why we have the prostitutes that we have. And just because they are, it's like you get kind of and then they disappear for a while and some of them are never found again. And
yeah, I know human trafficking was big in the area from Ohio that I'm from too, because it was like on 77.
Yeah, it's like if you're on a main fairway from like Columbus to somewhere else or from one of the bigger cities to somewhere else, you don't walk the streets at night by yourself because you may never be found again. But I'm really fat and they're going to have to take a couple of them to capture me. So stay safe, eat cake.
I feel like that's most places in America now, though, because the human trafficking's gone up so much in America.
It's really bad. Over here, too. It's really bad. In the city, especially, because, all the stuff and, like, a lot of using other women to lure in women.
Yes. That actually, that almost happened to me. I was in, like, the Target parking lot where I live in North Carolina, and this girl came up to me with her car, and she had, like, a child in the back. And she was like, hey, can you get in and give me directions? And
what the fuck?
What? No. And then I like started like running away from her and I saw this guy in like a truck near her like get out and like start running and like went into my car and like locked it and like got out of there as fast as possible. It was
holy shit.
So weird.
That's why I don't leave my house.
Over here in like clubs, like women will go to like clubs or things like that or like social places and they'll find other women that are like alone and like new to the city and they'll be like, hey, do you want to like be friends? You don't know anyone. And then they'll pull them in.
I just want to take this moment to talk about how disgusting men are. Like, not to be the male basher of the world here, but they traffic these women in the sense that they are so drugged out of their minds that they can't fight back. And like, that's the girl that these guys are having sex with. Like, why is that appealing to you at all? Like, human trafficking.
I don't understand how the women can get into this story unless I'm assuming drugs and stuff. It's like a lot of the things I've been taught growing up was like, we gotta look out for each other, you know, travel in groups when you go out and stuff like that.
That's why we don't go to the bathroom alone.
Yeah,
I think sometimes though there's a lot of abuse, and then especially if you have children, like this girl was trying to like got me and like obviously had children, so I wonder if the guys could use like abuse against her children as like a threat to go after different girls.
Yeah.
That's why women need to run the world, because it would just be a bunch of countries that are mad at each other, not talking to one another.
So Eva's story about the woman who killed her husband, left 6 or 7 kids in the house, then lit the house on fire, and she left with the infant. at least all the kids survived, but apparently both parents did die somehow. Yeah, I'm glad the kids survived, but at the same time, like I remember when I was in college, I was taking an art class, and in art class we could talk, like, because the teacher was like, "Hey, here, draw this," and she'd leave the room, and so we're all just drawing and talking to each other. And this girl talked about she was mandatorily like court ordered to go to a therapist because her and her friend had found her friend's parents' bodies after a murder. And I was like, what the hell? And she's just like nonchalant about it because it's for her happened like 8 years ago. And I'm just like, are you okay? Do you need a friend? Like,
do you need a friend? Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah.
It's a weird world out there, y'all. Laura, you came into a weird conversation.
Yeah.
Right. How did we get here?
We need somebody to pick a number of between 1 to 100 so we can get on to it.
Yeah. Anybody, just throw a number in. Because we got on the topic of murder and
1.
Leave.
Number
All
1.
right, scrolling up. Scroll up.
Watch it be about murder somehow.
Right in the morning or right at night? Which would you rather?
Morning.
Night.
Morning.
I don't have an answer.
I feel like I'm neither because I'm not a morning person and I'm not a night owl either. So I feel like I'm starting to become a night owl, but I don't want to be because I'm like, I got things to do in the morning.
I cannot do a lot of night writing. At 10 o'clock, a lot of my productivity becomes nothing and my brain mushes, and things I do after 10 are not good.
I write better at night, but typically only like when I'm on a different schedule than I am right now. Like I'm much more creative at nighttime, but now that I work during the day, I have to sleep at night. So, and I can't write in the morning. It's not a thing that I do.
I tried to write in the morning, but the like there's so many times where I have it open and then I look at the clock and I'm like, oh, it's 12 and I haven't written a word today. And then I used to write a lot when I'd put my son down for bed at 8:30, and I used to also write during that time. But I would put my son down for bed at 8:30, and I'd take my laptop in there because he needed something in there. Well, now sounds weird. I've trained him so I don't have to physically be in the room and wait for him to go to sleep and then sneak out. Because I will tell you, walking on carpet sounds like walking on snow when a kid is sleeping. But so I finally leave the room, and now I'm not writing as well because I don't have this designated hour and a half of just me typing away and every now and then go and shh, lay down.
I can't concentrate in the mornings, so I think I'm better
Davaisha, you do
focused
your
at night.
streams in the mornings.
Yeah, that's why I do them, because I can't by myself. I can't concentrate in the mornings. And then usually in my streams, like the first 4 sprints, I'm just like doing fuck all, like cleaning.
So Stephanie does night, both or neither. Okay.
Same.
Heavy on the neither.
And Laura's a night owl. I have to admit, I do miss like everyone's being night owls and stuff, and I'm like, I want to join your stream, but it's past my bedtime because that's me being an adult now. Mostly the kids, because that one that's running around right now, he wakes up at 7, sometimes 6, so he's my alarm clock.
Laura said number 79.
Yeah, I was like, wait, there was another number. Where's 79?
Yeah, I might have to head out after this number, but
totally understand. I was thinking at 11:30 since the next thing happens at 12. So, but if you want to cut out early, good. All right, 79. I'll let you answer first. All right. Ooh. Read a series in one sitting or write a series in one sitting.
I think you would die if you wrote a series in
one sitting. Yeah.
Assuming you'll be taken care of.
I think read a series in one sitting would be more fun.
Yeah. And you could pick a shorter one if you needed to.
I mean, I
I'm
guess
gonna go with write a series in one sitting.
is it like if I'm plotting the series in one sitting, then yes. Like plotting out a series in one sitting, that would be amazing. Writing it, no, because like I need like food and sleep and to shower and use the bathroom and live my life. So I don't know.
I could see plotting. The thanks, son. The one story I have going on in my head, all my thoughts on this story about the plot and everything happened while I'm in the shower. So I'm feverishly trying to dry off and get out of the shower to write this down before I forget. And that's how I've written it so far. Because I can't think of it any other time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Ooh. Laura's about to eat pumpkin pie for breakfast, and I'm jealous.
I know I need to get some breakfast too because it's like 11:30.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, y'all. Man,
Ooh, there's a cat.
What? Oh, outside with the murder. Wait, are the crows gonna murder the cat?
No, the crows left already.
Oh, okay. They concluded their business.
Their business meeting is over.
Meeting adjourned.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I
All
hate
right, well,
leaving
with that,
before,
I
but
guess-
I have to leave.
yeah. Please do your outros. Angela, go ahead and do your outro. I know you got to go.
Yeah.
And then we can go through if y'all want to do outros because I know y'all are hungry. Luckily, you're not hangry, but I know you're hungry.
So I'm Angela. My channel is author Angela Ann, and I post writing blogs and do a lot of writing sprints. And yeah, so if that sounds interesting, definitely check it out. I've also really enjoyed being here and meeting Davaisha, Jess, and Natalie for the first time, like on screen.
Yes.
So,
Bye, guys.
Davaisha.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my name is Davaisha. My channel is Grapefry. I do the things sometimes. Oh my God, Jessica. This is a sneak peek for a video that I just recorded yesterday. Can you wait? This way. I made a Congo board.
Yay. It's pretty.
Why are you stealing my colors?
Actually, it's blue and purple, so I'm stealing Laura's colors.
That's purple?
Came for her birth. Yeah, it's a purple.
Oh.
Okay.
It's like
Mine's
really
not-
glittery.
Oh my
mine's
gosh.
not-
That scared me.
Anyway, sorry, I just sidetracked that.
Please, you're fine.
I
I just
haven't-
figured you might be hungry and stuff, so I'm all fine. I mean, I can carry this whole for 8 more minutes. Actually, by doing outros now, we might actually be off by not 8:30. Oh my God, what year is it? 11:30.
It's 2020.
No, it's not. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Listen, everyone talks about how bad 2020 has been for them, and I'm like, y'all didn't live my 2019, so
Yeah, so you went through it.
True.
2020 is great for me. I don't know about everybody else, but it's been wonderful.
I'm interested to see how 2021 is going to be because I just hope this stuff is resolved before I have to travel for work.
True that.
I don't want to deal.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that was my outro. I still have a Kanban board video go up soon. There was a reason for that.
So, like, is it going up today or are you still editing?
Yeah, I'm still editing. It's like half edited.
Okay.
I have like 17 videos I need to edit. It's not that many. I'm exaggerating, but it's definitely more than like 5.
You got this, Grape.
The entire month of September.
You got this. My outro is my name is Jessica. You can find me at Jessica Williamson. That's my name. It's really long. I post writing, reading, and book-related videos, and sometimes planner-related videos on my planner channel, but not really. And sometimes I write books, but mostly I just read books and pretend like I'm writing books during live streams. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Liselle. I have an author channel under my name, Liselle Sanbury. I post videos about traditional publishing and my writing stuff, and yeah, mostly that. Sometimes some interview stuff, and then my debut, Blood Like Magic, comes out next summer.
I thought
Yeah,
you were gonna say Jake.
I guess that's next year. From Simon and Schuster. Yes, that was all the stuff I had to say.
And
Add
if
it
you
to your
haven't already, beat me to the punch.
Add it on Goodreads if you haven't already.
Yes.
It's very helpful. Goodreads numbers do matter, apparently, I've been told.
Well then, I will actually go around and get the link. The link I just posted in the chat, by the way, is the playlist link. In case I also have it in the description. But that way you will be able to be ready for the next sprint at 12. Son, what are you doing?
Okay, because the one that's on right now is Camille, but she will be going off in the next few minutes.
Yes. And then we got that 30-minute break for anybody who needs snackage, snappage, whatever age.
The next one is Marissa Mohi's channel at noon.
There we go.
In a half hour, Marissa Mohi's channel.
Yes. And I am Natalie Locke. Right now, my channel is mostly filled with Milwordy stuff.
And small children.
Thank you. He's
Yeah,
excited.
Milwordy.
Woo, party, yeah. It's mostly filled with Milwordy stuff, but I'm definitely just trying to find a balance for Milwordy. So that's like the B plot of my Milwordy, I guess. It's me trying to find balance between a full-time job, parenting, and writing. And it's not always balanced ever. So works, but yeah, I noticed I did get a lot of subscribes today. Thank you to everyone who did subscribe, and as well as please subscribe to these lovely ladies. I will update the description to include Jessica's information, but I know most of you are subscribed to her because you're following this playlist, and this is her concoction, and it's amazing, and I love it. Oh my god, kid. Apparently it is time for us to go because he's getting restless. It works, but thank you, ladies, for joining, and I love this chat, especially we got a little dark, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Writing sometimes
Went to some
dark.
places I didn't think we would go.
There's a murder outside.
Oh, last parting thing. What genre do y'all normally write in?
Fantasy.
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 And I'm contemporary. I'm the oddball. Though I'm doing like sci-fi contemporary, which to me sounds like an oxymoron right now. Parallel universes set now.
That's pretty common.
They have contemporary fantasy, so I mean contemporary sci-fi is real too.
Yeah, it's speculative sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm still in the plotting phase, but this is the shower thought story that's all about parallel universes and stuff. Yes, son. Okay, go ahead, slide. He's made his oh god, what is it called? The changing table pad. He's pulled it down, set it on the chair, and is using it as a slide to go off. Little boys
Baby
are fun.
genius on your hands. That is
Living
brilliant.
his life over there.
Yeah. So with that. All right. Well, everyone, please hydrate. Please feed yourself. Please take a nap. Do whatever to take care of yourself through these actually less than 36 hours now. We're at it's a little over 24.
A little over 24, yeah.
Yeah. So by all means, take care of yourself and do what you need to do. And I'm sure the rest of us, we're going to be mingling in the chats and stuff as they come up. So, yeah, that's all my hostly duties, right?
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.